Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. That time of the week again, UCL MMs and regular market. Have a bunch of options this week. I think the UCL MMs are kind of clear cut. They could throw a curveball, but I kind of see two main match and regular marking match. Got two. I'm 100% sure will be in, and other ones are going to be real toss-ups, but and kind of seems like they're not going so many team specific except for like the that one. So I kind of think these other ones that I have as potentials this we just buy cheap big players and requirements, and people will still pay the coins to do the SBC. I wanted to click on the. Want to do something a little different this week, so we're going to go to the UEFA UCL. This week it was M versus Manchester, Calcio versus Bay versus. This one kind of surprised me a little bit since Barca was actually in regular marquee matchups, but nothing with EA surprises me anymore. So, it is. So that being said, this week I think the two matchups that are guaranteed to get in my opinion, would first one is Inter versus Real Madrid. Second is Atalanta Liverpool. I would expect probably Inter Real to be the you look at the I think challenges. So it was one player for me. I think I had Zach Steffens. I sold like 10 Zach Steffens, average 500 profit. Anyway, so I didn't make a lot of profit off of it, but I didn't really. I don't remember this. Yeah, so I don't think there had to be a use commoner. That's the case. Yeah, so I think that right there is wrong. I think it was really just minimum same league count max 3. I do remember that because I had to I missed reading it at first and I had to go back and change. So squad rating probably be like 75. So it's probably going to be one player from Atalanta. Something count max. I would expect virtually the same ratings here. Probably get away with higher rated gold cards and then throw some get your that way. That's the one I'm expecting to. And then back. I would expect Inter to be. And I think this one required one. No, required. So basically, probably going to be exact same. I would almost expect ignore the UCL common or rare because I'm that again. Solutions would be legit if that was the case. I'm not sure why that's got a green. Yeah, minimum 5 clubs, squad rating So I'd expect something similar this week. It could make it specific player from Inter, one from Real Madrid, change it up a little. Like this early on, hard to figure out how they're going to do. And again, these are one. Those are the two that I think in, but Mönchengladbach versus Shakhtar could be that same as this. And possibly even like the Saudi Renat Chelsea. Um, versus the other one kind of liked was RB Leipzig. Leipzig literally just got destroyed by Manchester United, so I don't see. I think your four options are Inter versus Real, Saudi Renat versus. The rest of the matchups were kind of Lazio Dortmund, I think, play, so that's a possibility. Maybe, one Real, one Bundes, like that. So I would expect literally the same thing this week because I think the ratings and the requirements have been almost identical on a weekly basis. So that should get you covered. And like I said, with regular MMs this week, there's a lot of options. So I'll kind of start with the ones that I think. I'm going to skip the ones that I think ran right now because I want to give you. I want to try to start from like the yeah matchup. So yeah, so this week was like New York FC. I did kind of see Athletic versus good, but I kind of wasn't. Kind of we hit on Mönchengladbach versus Leipzig, versus. Those were the two that I was pretty sure were getting in. Athletic Club versus Sevilla. That was the one I was kind of stay in my lap. What you have to deal with when you got pets and you got to record video. So I think so. We'll start with like the lower rated. Men where like one of these requires at least X amount of silver. And kind of why I've been looking for. Yeah, that's messed up because it's really got the same common rate for that. Um, yeah, player minimum level silver. I think was, if I remember right, I think it was. I don't know why that's. Um, so ones that I think could be in that is Al Etifak versus Law. Um, Dance versus Law for Polish League. Ajax versus Utrecht, Eredivisie, and Benfica versus Braga from Liga NOS. That matchup, that Benfica versus Braga, could be the next matchup, and we'll look at that in a minute. But I think if I had to guess, it's probably like something on the order of Ajax versus. So I would expect them to do minimum one player from minimum 3 leagues, same club, max 3, at least 6 silvers. And so since there's a minimum or silver requirement, golds to like whoever did this, like I don't, cards are probably cheap, 500. That one's a little non-rare gold. Yeah, most of these are under. Look, I mean, you can get silvers on bid for like 200 to 300 coins. Sell them for anywhere from probably 6 to 900. Complete this SBC because if you're like I am, I'm not throwing like all those cards could go into a gold upgrade. Why would you put gold into a marquee matchup just for a pack? I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I try to do it the cheap. So look to get some like IAX. IAX is probably more expensive, so look to get some Utrecht um, on bid cheap, and also look at Eredivisie. Just get Dutch link. Cheap Dutch cards. So there's no squad rating. That's the other reason why I don't like using old commons. Like, you don't have to have a rating. So ouch, you could literally use bronze and cards to complete this. Uh, look at Dutch. Look at Eredivisie, cheap, on bid, bronze. Um, get them for 200 coins, sell them for double your. Get it on bid for 300. Sell for 300. Sell it for. You're literally doubling your coins. You do go snag a bunch of those. Y'all know that people love packs. They're gonna do them. So, yeah. So that's probably the one that I think could be the like the silver matchup. The Saudi matchup, yeah, possibly. And the Polish one I kind of threw in there. I'm not 100%. I looked through some other ones and I just didn't really like what I saw without like knowing what specifically derbies and rivalry next week. So that's my best guess at the silver one this week. Um, so for this one here, the Lay versus excuse me, the Leon. This one's going to be a little bit tougher. There's so many different matchups. Excuse me. This one's going to be a little bit tougher. There's so many different options. Um, Again, it's going to be. I expect the squad rating chemistry to be 74. I would expect literally the same, close to the same requirements. So that being said, here are our options. Strasbourg versus OM. I don't think this one would be this low, but Real Betis, Barca, Atletico Madrid versus Valencia versus Real Madrid, versus Atlanta, Benfica versus Braga. So those are the matchups that potentially be here. I mean, excuse me, because OL and Lille, that's a pretty good matchup. So there's a possibility that in hard to choose. Like, if I had to guess, because the reason I've named those matchups, like, you're like, dude, those are like matchups. Those the other two the two that are guaranteed are going to take place over that. So I think something like, if I had to guess, I'm going to say like Strasbourg versus Atletico versus Cadiz, and Benfica versus Braga are the three that I think could fit this matchup. And three gold players. And I'm not totally opposed to this here. A bunch of bronze coin, and basically put together some over here. Primly doing an out of position, still get the rating in the chem. So, excuse me, I would expect the same, either players from Liga, 2 players from La Liga, 2 players from Liga Nos. So look at things there. Look at low cards that you can double your profit on. Again, look at all these on bid. Market's going to be dropping today, so definitely attainable on bid. Um, United Squad Battle Reward. That's kind of when I did a lot of my investments last week. I didn't do like I thought Man U versus Arsenal would get in. That didn't happen, so I'm hanging on to some of those. Eventually, they'll come back around to where they're needed, whether it's for marquee matchups or just regular SBC. Um, so that's what I'm looking at there. Then let's go to this back here, and I think this week, so this will be a little different. I think here, I think this was one from La Liga. Okay, so it was one from either. So I'm gonna look at this at two ways. So this matchup should be Dortmund versus Bayern. 75 rating, 80 Kim, 100% agree with that. Nationalities, same nation count. I kind of agree with that. Well, only thing is that I'm not sure of is in Dortmund versus Bayern. I think they're going to require one player from each club. So definitely look to get some of these on bid because and look non-rare. Don't look at rares unless I haven't looked at some of these prices. To be in Dortmund and Bayern, those rares are going to be inflated already, or not really. Going to be kind of pricey already. The non-rares are the ones where you can get bids, and those will definitely go up because generally this portion of the marquee matchups and the next one are where the better packs come out of. I've seen people posting that they've been packing some crazy stuff for marquee matchups. So um, I'm saying one. So I'm saying one of two things. It's either going to be minimum players, Bundesliga, one player from each club. I don't think that they would do just one from either club. But the other thing you can do, because obviously if you need one, you have to create links to get the chemistry. So you're obviously going to be looking at Bundesliga players that are cheap that will link each. So obviously look German nationality. Obviously you could look in Bayern, but you could go any of the clubs there. Get that, but I think Bayern 100% in. Um, you know, this matchup and this next matchup are generally guaranteed in somewhere at some point, at least once, if not twice, in the season because obviously they play each other. So look to get those cards on bid. Look early. Look during squad battle rewards because ripping packs. Just be listing stuff up. Get some. That stuff will definitely go matchups. And let's go to the final matchup. Probably, I had to get like this early in the season, considering all that's going on in the Premier League this year. In my opinion, this has to be the biggest matchup next weekend by far out of everything I looked at. And that's going to be Manchester City versus Liverpool. Um, so I agree with this. Rating could even be 78 on this. Um, so I'm expecting requirements at least one Manchester City Liverpool. Excuse me. Without a doubt, yeah. So I'm saying one player from each team, and then at least players from Prem League. So obviously, both of these kind of can't they sort of cancel each other out, but they could even make this minimum 3 players. So look to I agree with everything. The rating. Forget about the UCL again. Minimum 5 clubs. So that easy to put together, but because it's Prem, um, again, look to get stuff that fits this rating. So, 77 rated non-rare golds. There's a possibility that they even require. Um, so this might have been I've already done them, so I can't go back and look. Might have been like rare players. I'm seeing 3 rares in here, so look at rares to get them on bid and get rares. I mean, I would stay probably under 600 to 700 if you can, but with it being prim, they're probably going to be higher than that. But obviously, I don't know the pack. Twenty K pack, I think correctly. So I think that was a rare gold player, rare mix, prime electrum players pack, all prime gold. Would help if I would read right in front of my face. And then I can't remember what the back and see reward. Um, packs aren't the best, but I've seen people pack some. I've packed some A cards out of the prime gold, prime electrum, silver, and rares. You can't remember if I think these are tradable. Or, that's always a. And then the overall reward is rare electrum players pack. This week could be a little different with Bayern Dortmund. This could potentially be maybe a prime gold players pack or something. I would expect the rewards to be a bit better this week, so this one could maybe be. Trying to think what other packs they could. I don't. They're not going to give out like mega pack or anything like that. It could maybe like the overall. They probably won't. It'll probably be something. Was this still opportunity to make coin? This pack's not necessarily the best, but stuff for you. All prime electrum's not too bad. It is what it is. If you like doing these, this is the way I look at it. Packs and free stuff for you to throw back into SBC, get some sell for coins, tradable, whatever. So let's go in review. UCL MMs, most likely, in my opinion, Inter versus Real Madrid and versus Liverpool. Yes, I fully expect to be so. That's the other thing you can watch out for is technically Atalanta Liverpool possibility that maybe that doesn't get in. So other options there is Mönchengladbach versus Shakhtar, Saudi Renas versus Chelsea, Red Bull Leipzig versus. It's kind of tough for me to call, so I'm not really going to think a whole lot for element. Just going to try to make sure that I've got some for me to actually do the SBC. Like Inter versus Real, I kind of expect that one. After that, it's kind of a toss up. Like I said, Leipzig they were actually in. Actually, they're in. Technically, this doesn't matter. Leipzig's in the current key matchups. Barca was in last week. Barca in the element. I don't think that matters. Chelsea really hasn't been in a lot, so I might look to pick up a couple of Chelsea cards, a couple of Renas cards for they get in. Great, I make a few coins. If not, they'll go into some SBC at some point. Again, Mönchengladbach's also in this week. Just not a lot of like fancy for healing UCL and MM's week from a SBC perspective, but yay, so they're going to throw in whatever. And so that will let's shift to regular marquee matchups. So the two that I'm 100% sure should be in Man City versus Liverpool, because that's the way that the state of the Prem this year, with nobody literally wanting to take lead. Like every team has lost a game now. By far the biggest matchup. City's had injuries. Liverpool has injury issues. So this is basically going to be a war of attrition game. Who can, whose attack is better? And right now, I'm a City fan, but I'm saying Liverpool. I don't like the way we're playing right now. We just literally dominated yesterday, and it's just not acceptable. But anyway, that should 100% be in. It's one of the biggest matchups so far this year. And Dortmund versus Bayern, obviously, that's usually two teams that it comes down to wins the Bundesliga. Dortmund have been kind of a little shaky this year, so I think those are the two guaranteed matchups. And basically, that so to fit this matchup right here, I'm looking at Strasbourg OM, Real Betis Barca, Atletico Madrid Cadiz, which I think is a great possibility there. I had Valencia Real Madrid, but if they get in, they'll doubt Inter versus Atalanta, kind of the same thing. And then Benfica Braga. That's Liga Nos, so look for those at this matchup here. And in the one that's going to require silvers, I'm looking at Al Atiq versus Al Hilal, Saudi. Then Gdansk versus Law from English League. Last but not least, Ajax versus Utrecht, which I kind of think. Not sure where. I know Ajax is in Eredivisie. Not sure where Utrecht's at. So those are my predictions this week. We'll see how well we do. It seems like we're on just 2 for 4 on matchups. I wish I could hit 4 out of 4 every week and tell you exactly what to invest in and make some cool. That's why these are predictions and, try our best. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope this helps you out a little bit. Hope you make some coins off of it. If you have any questions, comment down below. Smash a thumbs up if you liked it. Greatly appreciate the support. You guys have a great rest of the weekend and got that extra hour of sleep. Catch you later.